course, with the added layer of auditor services, you could also add some validations at the auditor service level instead of having to do them in a user exit under your material master module. You could also have an additional layer in the web service. You can enhance existing auditor web service or build a custom auditor web service and have it integrated with your Fiori application, so it can do any additional validations that you would like the application to do. So it just gives you an additional layer for introducing your validations. But yes, it will do your current standard as well as custom validations that are in the back end. It will perform all of that and bring it to the front end on the Fiori app.
Yeah, and I would like to add one more point. I think the way I see Fiori, it moves the action from the computer, a GUI screen, to the Fiori front-end screen. But in more cases than not, all the back-end process remains constant, and that's where the heavy lifting or the transaction approvals and validations are happening. SAP Fiori provides a front-end which is more usable and which is more easy and accessible from a mobile device. But more often than not, the back-end process controls most of the SAP or the business process.
That's right, and it starts with the user access. So the apps that he sees on the dashboard, that is back-end controlled. The org elements that he has access to is defined by your existing security role profiles for the users. So if you have a custom purchasing agent role in the backend, that can be leveraged and enhanced to provide the Fiori access to the purchasing transactions. And again, your transaction level validations, messages, anything that we have done in the back end, it still holds true, and it will be brought to the front end. So you'll see the same validation messages that you see in the back end, you'll see the same on your Fiori applications as well. So if I use a wrong plant, or if I use a plant that I'm not authorized to post against, it will bring up the same message as you would see in the back end, you're not authorized to access this plant. That's the beauty of it. It's completely integrated with your current business modules in the backend.
Okay. We have one more question from Vineet. Vineet, if you'd like to go ahead and address the question to our panel, that'd be great.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for this presentation. I have a very quick question. I think we are one of the slides was really good that hit home for me. It was crawl, walk, and run. We are actually in the crawling phase right now, but that phase is getting stretched more and more. As we try to come up to speed with this development, we're coming across few things, and that's where I think your another slide where you have a 2-week period where you could come in and help us. But basically, question is, I put that in the dashboard that what kind of development tool we could use for on-premise. We are using, right now, Eclipse, Kepler version, things like that. But is Web IDE an option? Is that something your team is, familiar with these development tools that we could, basically we're looking for some guidance on that.
Yeah, we have used several of these, depending on the customer preferences.
There are quite a few options.
There are quite a few options beneath, and I think I'm trying to gauge your question here. I think that you're facing why your overall POC phase is actually getting longer. Now, could you highlight what kind of challenge is that you're facing? Is it customization of the front end, or really the business users coming back and asking you different things all the time?
Good point. It's more technical development need. As I said, this is basically we have a very good opportunity here to come up with some solution on this new SAP UI5 based technologies. Right now we have some custom non-SAP front end, and we don't want to replace it, but we could add some new features or maybe take a small piece and then showcase as a proof of concept that this is a new technology is now at a level where we can use this new feature and make use of it. So, it's more like
Eclipse. You said Eclipse already, Vineet. I think that's a fairly strong tool as far as the UI front end is concerned.
I guess, Vineet, what you need to look into is the different libraries that can work with Eclipse and help with the development. So we can probably look into the application that you're interested in. What are the kind of plugin features that you're looking for implementing, and then based on that, I can me and Neeraj can work together and recommend how it can be done. So we probably can take this offline as well. If you send us more information into what you're looking to get to, we can help you on that.
And what application is in your POC scope?
What is the?
It is, as I mentioned in the earlier question, our PPM version is not, it's PPM 5 rather than 6. And we did come across some of the libraries, Fiori libraries, where, it requires, most of them require 6.0. And that's why we are using this more customization. Also, like I said, the proof of concept could be start with some small, project review or project approval might be too complicated. But things like that, we can showcase that there is a capability within the within our company, and so we, there is a, we can present and say if somebody can come in and help us. Also, there is a room of potential where we have to think about that and discuss.
Yeah, and interestingly, PPM is one of our very strong areas. Vineet, and we have actually created applications which are not even available. Some of the functionalities in PPM, like I was explaining you. I think I kind of understand your problem. I think there are huge possibilities by using Fiori, simplifying the user experience, because only one or two users or maybe few users really need to go to the PPM. And most of them are really doing one transaction or just looking at information, dashboards and stuff like that. So Fiori, even if you are at PPM 5.0, I think that there's very strong potential to adopt that in your organization. And then we would like to help you if you want to write back to us and come and evaluate what exactly is the situation.
Yeah, and a quick infrastructure assessment will also help to see if those version gaps that are in your current setup can be bridged via something else other than kernel upgrade. So we can look into those options as well.
Yeah, so just in the interest of everybody, if there are any more questions, 2 more minutes to go. We'd like to make sure we'll come back to you, but we want to give another few people a chance.
I know we've reached the top of the hour. We perhaps have time for one more question. I see one from Lakshmi. So if you want to go ahead and ask your question really quick.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. So my question is more on SAP HCM space. I've heard that, excuse me, there are few sub-modules of HCM like benefits, administration. We don't have an application out of box in the Fiori. So do we necessarily have to go for a custom application in that regards, or do we have it? I just wanted to make sure that, the modules like benefits and payroll are also being addressed by Fiori applications.
So, Lakshmi, I think one of the things we said was there are 360 plus applications, but to be honest, today if you go and run a check, probably there are 500 plus. One of the things is you can hope and expect that SAP is going to address with one of the standard application for those areas that you spoke. But to be honest, it's not a very big deal to get a custom application up and running. The Wire app that we created, which had none of the correlated SAP Fiori applications, was done within 3-week time frame with quite good functionalities. And payroll and benefits, I'm assuming most of it is providing information to your users on what their benefits is, which is very simple information sharing application. Are you expecting any transactions from those apps?
For example, is open enrollment?
Right.
Performing an open enrollment.
Yes. And do you have any Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neeraj, and Reliance is another example wherein we have HCM custom Fiori app.
So Lakshmi, can we
And
connect offline because we ran out of time? I wish I could talk to you a little bit more.
Sure,
Yeah.
we'll connect and talk to you about it. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you, Supriya. And thanks to everybody for joining today's session. I hope you found it informative. I know there are a couple of additional questions, so please feel free to contact Neeraj or Supriya or reach out to the marketing team. And once we leave today, you will receive a follow-up email from us within 24 to 48 hours with a recording of the webinar today. So on behalf of GyanSys and our presenters, thanks for joining us and have a great rest of the day.